Welcome to Pearls for Parkinson's. Here is this week's daily living tip. Welcome back to Pearls for Parkinson's. Today we're talking about the importance of having strong bones with Parkinson's. Osteoporosis is a condition which the bones become weak and brittle, and it's extremely common actually in people living with Parkinson's. In fact, studies have shown that osteoporosis and osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis, affect up to 91% of women and 61% of men who are living with Parkinson's. And that's important because weak and brittle bones are easily fractured or broken, and because people with Parkinson's are at higher risk for falls. And so we want to know what we can do to help to prevent that and to try to mitigate any injuries related to a fall. So you might think, well, how does Parkinson's add to the risk of osteoporosis? And most of that is because you have reduced bone mass and bone strength due to decrease in mobility. So I'm going to give you 4 tips on how you can take action. Number 1 is weight-bearing aerobic exercise. These help to strengthen your bones, but it also helps you to slow that mineral loss and activate the bone-forming cells in your body, and they build muscle and they help you with your balance. Some examples of this can be walking, which is something most of us can do, hiking, running, dancing, tennis, and aerobics. And the second tip is strength or resistance training. Strength training helps to build that bone density. How? By pushing and pulling and tugging. And during that resistance training, they put some stress on your bones and they just make them stronger and a little bit more dense. So you want to do this several times per week, and you want it to be a whole body training so that it works your hips and your spine and your wrists, because those areas along with your ribs are the places where fractures occur the most. So if you're not quite sure where to start with resistance training, ask a trainer or a physical therapist who can help. The third consideration is nutrition. We know that your body needs calcium and you get it from your food. And so your diet has to help provide what you need. And so if it doesn't, it's going to steal it from your bones. And so we get calcium from dairy products and eggs, but were you aware you can also get it from some other non-dairy food sources such as almonds, sardines, broccoli, spinach, and kale as well. You also want to cut back on caffeine and alcohol if you're taking them in excess, because that will also reduce your bone density. We need vitamin D, and we get this from the sun, but there are a few food sources such as tuna, sockeye salmon, rainbow trout, egg yolks, liver, and some certain types of mushrooms. Obviously, we know that the dairy industry as well as the juice products are fortified with vitamin D as well. So the fourth tip is the potential for a bone density test. Osteoporosis is something that's very undetected until you have a fall and you find out. The Bone Health and Osteoporosis Foundation recommends scans begin at age 65 for women and 70 for men. And those scans can begin earlier, even at age 50, if you have the risk factors for fractures. So those results can encourage you to begin some of that strength training and that resistance training so that you can help prevent a fracture. So ask your doctor if a bone density test is right for you. And consider the fact that you can't stop aging, but you can stop the negative impacts of aging on your bones. So if you take action today to maintain or strengthen your bone density, you can live well with Parkinson's. I hope you find these pearls useful and you tune in next week for more Pearls for Parkinson's. The Wisconsin Parkinson Association is a grassroots organization funded by people like you. To support more local programming like this, visit wiparkinson.org.